Okay, the blame on Lamar Jackson for that game.
I'm not blaming him. I'm not.
No, I'm talking about in general. People
Okay.
in general who don't really watch them like that. A lot of people will just jump up and say, "Oh, Lamar Jackson, he got to play better. He has to do this. He has to do that." Look at the stats that he put up in that game. Okay, he took his team to the end zone. Okay, and they fumbled in the end zone, all that good stuff. But you have to start from up top. The problem going into that game was
Yo,
coaching.
bro. Let me stop you right there. Same thing happened to Purdy, but Purdy was able to come back though.
They made coaching.
He threw 2 interceptions, bro.
They made coaching adjustments in the second half of the game. That's what.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to TMTV and welcome back to another edition of Football Talking with my main guy. OB is a former D tackle player for University of Wavecrest. OB, what's going on, man? OB?
TM, how's it going, man?
It's going great. It's going great.
Yeah, man. So let's get on with it, man. What's the topic of the day?
I know. The last time we spoke, it's been around like 2 weeks now, right? And we talked about Philly against Bucks. But since that time, a lot has happened. So today, I'm going to start with Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, man. Well, what do you think happened? Did you watch the game?
You mean Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, you mean?
No. Bills against the KC, because that was what happened.
Yeah, that was Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, my bad. Yeah, Josh.
Yeah. It's one of those games. Just like what we were talking about before the cameras came on and everything. It's just one of those kind of games where you might have the best players on the team, but that player and coach combination, it's ultimately how the game is going to be determined. You see what I'm saying? So you have, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and they know how to dial up plays, and they're very pass heavy. So at some point, if they see you on defense running the same schemes or bringing that, so there's a terminology called nickel.
Okay.
On defense. Right? Nickel means you're taking out an outside linebacker and you're bringing in a defensive back in order to be that extra cover guy who can really, be more athletic and cover a tight end or shit like that.
Yeah.
And the Buffalo Bills have an okay defense, but their defensive line was ultimately what lost them that game.
Wow. So let me ask you this. Do you think Josh Allen could be ranked at the same level with Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah,
as far as
when you talk about the top 3 or 5 quarterbacks in the NFL, the order is Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and tied in the third position in third place is what's the guy from the Bengals? I forgot his name real quick.
Oh, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow and Josh Allen are tied at the same spot. You know what I mean? The reason why I'm saying that is because they both have the same similarities and the same problems. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills have a better running quarterback, but they both share the same similarities as if they have a number 1 receiver, which means that when the game is on the line, that guy ultimately decides how the team performs. If your number 1 receiver has a great game, the team and the points on the board is different. If Stephon Diggs had a better game, the score would have been different. If Jamar Chase had a better season this year, I know he was a little bit hurt and stuff, but if he had a better season this year, even though Joe Burrow got hurt, the team could have still done a lot better.
But let's take a look at Patrick Mahomes, right? His number 1 go-to guy receiver used to be Tyreek Hill, right?
Yeah.
So when he left, that should have affected them in the following season. The following season that he left, they won a Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, they brought in other guys.
Yeah, they brought in Juju Smith, But Juju
Yeah.
wasn't at this on the same level with Tyreek Hill.
No, and that's the fucking problem with football right there. And I try to tell people this shit, and nobody understands where the hell I'm coming from. As in, some players are just not that easy to replace. You can go and find that guy who runs a 4.3, who is 6'2", who is 215 pounds of muscle, whatever the fucking case is. But where it really matters the most is was this guy built for this shit or not? Tyreek Hill was built to play the receiver position. I mean, if that ball, obviously he drops the ball sometimes like any other receiver, but whenever he catches it, people hold their breath.
Yeah.
Because it's like, damn, he's gonna score. Like, it's not, oh, he's gonna get tackled. It's, oh man, he's gonna get like another 30 yards or he's gonna score.
But Obi,
yeah,
if you look at what happened between Tyreek Hill and Mahomes, to me, I would say Patrick said, "Fuck you, Tyreek," and he moved on right away. After he left, they've been to. This one is gonna be third Super Bowl. Nothing changed with the team, with the KC.
So receivers can be sometimes act like bitches. Sometimes they want all the lights, camera, action.
Wait, can you say they're jealous of the QB? Maybe.
It's not necessarily jealous of the QB. Sometimes it's just that, okay. How do I explain it?
If you don't throw to me, we're not gonna win, right? If I don't catch your ball, we're not gonna win the Super Bowl or win the game.
And I've had receivers on my team in the past, and they're the only guy on the team that can beat you down the field, that can catch a 5-yard pass and take off with it. So a lot of these guys start feeling themselves. You know what I mean? If you're not throwing it to them, they're gonna cause a scene. They're gonna start arguing with you on the sideline and embarrassing you. The locker room, they're gonna start, going back and forth and telling you that you're not shit without them. You know what I mean? Like, that's a whole lot of back and forth. And Tyreek Hill's case, I don't know the 100% the whole details, but from what he said in one interview that I watched, is he wanted more money.
More money, yeah.
And because of how much cap space that a lot of their star players were eating up.
Yeah.
Guys had to come at them with more of a realistic budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of these guys are have such a clouded judgment when your testosterone level is that high, you're young, you're the fastest guy in the NFL. Anywhere you go, you're gonna catch balls regardless. But at the end of the day, you can have, Tyreek Hill had 1,800 yards and 1,900 yards receiving.
Yeah, almost every year. Yeah.
Hall of Fame number.
He got a 2,000 this year, though.
Huh?
He got 2,000 this year.
Yeah. Okay, let's just say he got.
And they didn't even go far into. They didn't even get into the playoffs.
Had a fucking first round playoff walk off.
Of course, yeah.
So people are gonna remember his stats for the season. But where it matters the most is the late playoff games and the Super Bowl. People want to see all that shit come to life at the end of the season.
It's so funny. It's so funny. You said something, and last time we spoke that you was on the show, right? That I didn't agree with, but now I'm beginning to agree with it right now, right? So can we say Patrick what's it called? Tyreek Hill made a mistake for leaving.
Yes, 100% he made a mistake. Because, yes, the Miami Dolphins are going to pay you all this money to play receiver, which is great and everything. I mean, he already got, I think, 1 or 2 Super Bowls, maybe. I think he has 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah, having 2, 3, it won't hurt you. Having 4. I say having 4 Super Bowl won't hurt you either. Exactly.
So, from a business point of view, this is what I saw as his biggest mistake. Every fucking day you turn on the TV, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce is on a State Farm commercial. Anything that they need them there, they're
Subway,
there.
Subway.
All these massive endorsements that are just coming left and right. So then you ask yourself, if you're one of the best receivers on a team that you can, let's say you have an off game, right?
I'm sorry to cut you short. With what you said, State Farm, commercial, right? It's not just 1 year. It's like 10 years run. You know that, right? You remember when Chris Paul was doing it? Like that was like close to like a 10, 15 years. Uncle Paul.
I remember he did that shit for a long time.
Yeah.
So like, and then the biggest thing of all is you get shoe. Like, damn, sometimes you get a fucking Nike shoe endorsement. That shit is almost worth more than your whole fucking NFL contract.
Even the happiness of winning the what's it called? Getting to the Super Bowl every year. It's
or here, even in today's modern day and age, you win a couple Super Bowls and you start your own podcast. Man, you're guaranteed 1 million followers overnight.
Yeah.
If Tom Brady had his own podcast, TV show network, people would tune in because some people worship him like a god.
Tom can't do it now because he just signed like a 10 or maybe 20 years contract with I can't remember maybe CBS. That's about $500 million just for his voice. So he can't do it. He's gonna kick off these 2020, 24, I think, at the Super Bowl.
No, and it's perfect. It's perfectly fine because some people don't want to do podcasts because they don't want to offend the wrong person. They don't want to jeopardize any future deals by just having a conversation with a buddy and it's all over the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of NFL executives watch these podcasts and are like, "Damn, this guy is just talking shit about my organization."
Yeah.
You know, I would guarantee that he never plays on the NFL or in any even arena football another day of his life. You know? Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. That's why a lot of these guys that have all these podcasts, a lot of the ones that are really active with it, they're already retired and they already have that I don't give a fuck mentality. I have my money.
Yeah.
You know, I'm set for life. You know, I don't need the NFL for anything anymore. And they know, some of them know they're not going to be Hall of Famers. You know, it just, you know, they already cut ties with certain organizations. You know, it's just how it goes, man.
That reminds me, remember, I don't know if you watched the game when Miami Dolphin came to Kansas City to play in the first round of the playoffs. You know.
Yeah, what about it?
Tyreek was just, you know, talking with some of the officials. You know, he gave Patrick Mahomes, you know, a hug and all that. Talks with the Reeds, but when the game started, bro, the O-line, the linebacker, bro, the safety, they were pounding on him. They were pounding, pushing him like even though when it was on the ground, they like just that. You know how Tyreek, like, no matter how D-line or safety, he would still find his way to get out. He couldn't get out, bro.
But that's, you gotta do everything. This is why they go far in the fucking playoffs, right? Because they know in the playoffs you can get away with a little pushing and shoving. You can do a little bit extra. And the rules kind of bend, are a little bit more flexible in the playoffs because what's the worst that can happen? You lose a game, you're done for the season.
Yeah.
You know, or you give yourself a little edge and you hopefully have one more game the next week.
Yeah.
You know? So some teams don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
but here's the thing though, to say something on what you just said. If you do that as a player, right? They're gonna find you as a player, not the team, though.
Right, but you see, those are veterans do that. Okay, you have to know place and time. You have to know, like, okay, there's a lot of people in the NFL that make a career from holding you, from late hits, you know, from just doing little things that the ref they don't catch in the moment. Like, okay, for an example. Most offensive linemen in the NFL, they hold when they're losing their block.
Okay.
Just that 0.5 seconds that they hold you for is enough for the quarterback to throw the ball away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the same thing with defensive backs. Like, you know, you gotta be able to make that receiver uncomfortable. There's no cushion. There's no gap because everybody knows if you start playing a little comfortable or against Tyreek Hill, like you see this guy next door every day, then eventually he's gonna beat you deep when the game really matters the most. Wow. You know, so you gotta play a little bit dirty. You You got to get in his face. You got to rattle him. You have to do certain things to take his mind off of catching the ball. And then whenever he's going to catch the ball, he thinks you're right next to him. He thinks you're about to hit him. It's a psychological game.
Yeah. Do you think Tyreek can ever recover from that mistake? Because ever since he left, right? Chiefs, they've been to 2 Super Bowls, and they're going to the 3rd one. The first one, I think they lost, but they were in the Super Bowl. The second one, they won, and this one they're going to the Super Bowl. And
if he was smart,
what you say?
If he was smart,
yeah,
he will go back to the Kansas City Chiefs, crawling and knocking at the door, and say, "Hey, I'll take a."
No, where do you want him to stay now? They have Rice.
Huh?
They have Rice. The new receiver, and it's a rookie. To say, they have Pacheco.
The Chiefs?
Yeah, they have Pacheco. It can't fit in anywhere now. It cannot.
No, he can fit in, bro.
How do you want to use him, bro? How?
You use him how they've been using him. He is.
But they already got Pacheco to run the ball and catch the ball at the same time.
Yes.
Because every time I see Pacheco, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's Tyreek in my head.
No, not even close.
No, it is. I'll tell you the reason why I said that. Obi, let me say this. Pacheco can run through you, but Tyreek can't do that.
No. You're not. See, that's
okay. Let me hear your own. Let me hear your own view on that.
From an outside point of view, you see bits and pieces, and you're like, oh man, he reminds me of Tyreek Hill. But Tyreek Hill doesn't need the ball in his hands to make a play. He can beat you and go make a play with his speed, which is a real big fucking difference. Because I've watched a couple of games that they lost this season when Pacheco, when the defense was good, so Pacheco wasn't getting a lot of yards. Like, he's a hard runner. I give him that. On any given day, Pacheco's a fucking hard runner. You can't take that away from him. But what makes Tyreek Hill such a threat is in the game of football, a receiver that can run by everybody and be wide open is the scariest man on the field. I don't care who you are, where you are, and what you've been doing. That's just hard to defend because any scheme that you draw up, it's already beaten by one player. Yeah. So it's.
And if you double him, you're losing. You're giving the other people space to create a play.
Yeah, 100%. So Tyreek Hill is a one of one. Tyreek Hill is in the same category as Randy Moss and what's that one guy Jerry Rice?
Jerry Rice, yeah.
Tyreek Hill is in that conversation. You know what I mean? We're hands down. You know what I mean? So to say that there's another player, Pacheco, that's better than Tyreek Hill.
No. I'm not saying Pacheco. I'm saying the two of them, the combination of Pacheco and Rice, because they have.
Pacheco,
yeah, go ahead.
If you have Pacheco, Rice, Kelsey, and Tyreek Hill on the same team,
that would be a disaster, man. I don't know. That would be too much.
That wouldn't be.
It would be too much.
No, man, no. It wouldn't be a disaster. If you put Tyreek Hill on that offense, the team would have more points because sometimes you don't even need Tyreek Hill to have a good game. You just want him to draw double coverage. Double
covers to create plays for other people.
Exactly. So now, if you got Tyreek Hill, you got Kelsey, you got Rice, you got Pacheco, man, these guys.
But you have to look at the salary cap too, because those people, they command in numbers too.
But that's okay. The New England Patriots, when they had that good run where they was winning all those championships and all that stuff, guys who went to that team know that they weren't going to get a max contract.
But Brady was able to go for it. Was ready to go for the pay cut because I didn't even know that about Brady before. They said the first 5-6 years of Brady, just because he knew that he wasn't that good, he was taking the pay cut just for them to win the Super Bowl.
So that's what I'm trying to let you know, man. Going forward, right? The Chiefs organization, if you're a receiver and you go to the Chiefs, you're not going there because you're going to go and make $100 million. No, you're going to go over there because you know that for the next 2 years, you might make $20 million, you might make 30. but you're gonna get a Super Bowl, and your career is gonna advance.
So you have to have a strategy before you go to the KC. That's what you're trying to say.
You go over there as a career builder. And if you gotta go take an internship at Microsoft before you get that fucking $100,000, $200,000 a year job,
I'll take that in a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna be mad that you have to work for free for 6 months?
Nah.
No. Yeah, because you know what can come after that.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when you play with somebody like Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs and stuff,
yeah,
you know that okay, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna look really good because you're on primetime television. Anytime you win, everybody's talking about you. You know the spotlight is on you. So you're building your career, and you're also opening up a fucking array of windows of opportunities for endorsement.
You were spot on, bro. I remember when Tyreek was still with KC, right? Every time his video, his podcast always pops up on my YouTube page. But now, since he moved down to, and I don't know, maybe, but for me, I'm saying what I can, that is very obvious to me.
Yeah.
Ever since he moved to Miami, Dolphin, I haven't seen any of his video, like a podcast, come off on my stuff. I don't know, maybe they didn't let him do the podcast or whatever, but maybe he didn't get a chance to invite elite players or something, I don't know.
When you're on a winning team, the more you win, the more exposure you get. Simple as that. The more exposure you get. If you're winning Super Bowls every fucking year, people want to listen to what you have to say.
Yeah.
You know.
You even have more topics to discuss.
Yeah. When you're the all-record receiver, you're not going to the playoffs and winning playoffs or even going to the Super Bowl. People are watching you just to mock you. Like, oh, look at this motherfucker.
Imagine he's still with KC. Even him bringing Patrick Mahomes on his podcast to talk about their journey, like, you know, 6 or 7 years straight Super Bowl. That shit will pull up. It will pull up numbers.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. These guys in the NFL, once you put yourself in an A-list class in the NFL, a lot of these guys are so
bro, before you go further, so what's the point of the what do they call it? Is he an agent or manager? Like you just a player. You're not a manager, you're not an agent. You know about all these things. So what are the things that their agent is doing for them in terms of, because if you look at it, the agent is just trying to get paid, because if they sign a contract, go ahead.
The agents are fucking gassing them up.
But you know agent will make more money if they go to a new team, because endorsement money will not come to the agent too.
I can guarantee that the agent for Tyreek Hill, he looked back and he saw the money that fucking the Dolphins was offered versus
that the money that they're missing now.
No. The agent for Tyreek Hill, when Tyreek Hill was leaving the Chiefs, the agent sat back and saw the amount of money that the Dolphins was going to give him, and then saw the amount of money the Chiefs is going to give you. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm your agent and one team is offering you
24 mil, and one is offering, go ahead.
Yeah. We'll say one team is offering you 25 million, the other team is offering you 100 million.
Yeah.
I say to myself, damn man, shit, I'm only getting what? I think they're only getting what is it, like?
I think 5%.
Huh?
Is it 5%?
Something like that. It depends on the agent too. Some agents ask for more. Some take less. So let's say, fuck it, man. Let's just say the guy's asking for 5 or 10% or some shit like that. You know, fuck it, just 5. We'll just say 5%.
Yeah.
So if the guy wants 5% of 100 million, he's getting like $5 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's guaranteed, though.
Huh?
That's guaranteed right away.
That's guaranteed right away. Now, if the agent is trying to negotiate for you for $25 million and he's getting 5%, this guy's fucking profit margin is only going to be enough to sustain his lifestyle for 1 more year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because these guys, they live a high-profile lifestyle as well. They don't. A lot of these agents that have high-end clients, they don't drive around with Mercedes. They're not living in an apartment down somewhere. No, man, these guys are living the lifestyle of these athletes as well because they don't have to go hit their head for this money.
But in the long run, it's not gonna pay their players though.
Say that again?
I say in the long run, it's not gonna pay their players. It's not gonna be too much. It's not gonna be beneficial to their players because if he had stayed with KC, right, he would have made more money staying with KC.
That's what I'm trying to. So that it goes. Think about the conversations the agent and Tyreek Hill has. The agent knows that he can make more money, more than $100 million, if he stays there. He wins a Super Bowl, but then he will just. This is kind of how the conversation go. Hey, Tyreek.
But Obi, let me ask you this. Say same situation. Hypothetically, you're the agent to Tyreek Hill, and you explain everything to him. Okay, if you stay, you're gonna make more money. And Tyreek said no, he wants to leave. If you say, will you try to convince him to stay, or you just like, okay, this is what you want to do? Because I remember one of his interviews, he said he wants to leave because the reason why he said he wants to leave was because he made mention of the $500 million that they signed Patrick Mahomes, and he said if they can give the quarterback $500 million, so why can't they give the receiver that is making the job of the quarterback easier? And I'm like, damn, don't count other people's money. Fight for yourself.
That's called counting another man's pocket. Yeah, that's the number one. The number one
mistake
cause of a man's downfall.
Yeah,
is counting another man's pocket. Okay, if that's the fucking case, then he's mad at the wrong person. Be mad at the fucking owner because the owner is getting paid to write the check to fucking hire and fire whoever.
But Obi. Say you was a receiver, right? The same situation for me. I think that's maybe they didn't really value him that much. They value Patrick Mahomes more. He told them, "This is what I need." They still can't get close because he said he was open to negotiation. But the chief just said, "Nah, if you can't take what we got, that's it."
And I would have said, you know what? I would take what you have to offer me. But like I'm trying to tell you, man. And look, TM, these guys are high profile guys, okay? They feel like when they reach that pinnacle of life, they feel like they want everything, okay? Now they're mad because their teammate is getting paid this amount of money. Now they're mad that
But have you ever been in that situation?
I wouldn't necessarily say that.
In terms of play time, like god damn.
Yes. Early in my career when I was in college, I was at Wake Forest University.
So it's pretty much the same, brother.
Huh?
It's pretty much the same.
Not really.
Why not really?
Because my situation was different. This guy, Tyreek Hill, is a starter.
Okay, yeah,
you know what I mean? He didn't have to share any playtime with anybody.
Yeah.
I came into college out of high school, right?
Yeah.
I was very undersized for my position. So I knew that there were certain things that I just couldn't do because I was undersized, okay?
Okay.
So instead of having a coach, it was a really bad coach and player dynamic that I had.
Okay.
Instead of having a coach who saw me as a smaller defensive lineman, instead of him to put me at defensive end or put me at outside linebacker so I can maximize my size and potential, this guy comes up with a brilliant idea of putting me at nose guard and telling me that I need to put on 50 fucking pounds of muscle.
Bro, that's what I was about to say. I don't know. I think he might be right. I swear to God. That's what I was like. You could have added some pounds and be good for what they needed you for. Before you said that.
Man. If you've been struggling to add on 5 to 10 pounds of muscle every year, and if somebody walks up to you like if I walked up to you right now, TM, and I said, hey, TM, you have a great physique, you look really good. How much do you weigh right now, TM?
I weigh like a 158, 59.
158, 159. Okay, TM. By this time next year, I need you to be at 220 pounds of solid muscle. Can you do it?
If it's possible, I'll do it, but if it's not, I can't do it.
No. I'm just asking you a question. You know your body better.
It's gonna be too much. 50 pounds now. Cause sometimes even with my 158, 159, if I don't go to the gym in 2 weeks, I feel it. I feel tired.
Yeah, exactly. So you know your body and you know your capabilities. You know that, okay, now if I say, okay, TM,
Except
if
maybe
I just
I might
try.
have to be on steroid, I guess, but I can't. I don't want to go.
Exactly.
No.
You said it. You said it
No.
yourself. You said it yourself. So I thought this guy was fucking crazy, but now that I look back at it, this guy wanted me to use supplements.
Oh.
I didn't know nothing about fucking steroids, testosterone. I didn't know shit about that. All I knew was a traditional way of putting on muscle. You go to the gym and you eat. That's it.
That's crazy.
But going to the gym and just eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're not gonna get that fucking 50 pounds of muscle that you think you're gonna get.
I know.
You know, a lot of that shit is gonna be gut weight and fat.
So Obi. So
Yeah.
if you was Chiefs coach, Bills coach now.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills, what will you say to them? Because it's been back to back. They can't get over the hump of Patty Mahomes, man.
Their problems are simple. Their problem, the Buffalo Bills have the same fucking problem as the Baltimore Ravens, and you don't really know.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
That's what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
You don't really notice their problems because they win games. They're very consistent. You know what I mean? So a lot of their flaws can be easily overlooked. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills, their biggest issue is they don't have a solid defensive end, and they don't have.
No, Obi. I'm not gonna take that for Baltimore.
Just wait. Just hold on. Just hear me. Just let me speak first, and then you can make your own conclusion. Just give me a second. Okay. They don't have a solid defensive end, and they don't have a solid receiver that can really, really be there when you need him to be there, okay?
They got Zay Flowers, bro.
Huh?
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers is an inside guy. They try, a lot of the times, they try to make him what he's not, because Odell Beckham is a piece of shit. And Odell Beckham was just there eating up money.
You don't want Odell to hear this, bro.
I don't give a damn, because it's true. Odell.
He's a washed up, man, bro.
The whole time that I watched that game, I was like, okay, where's Odell Beckham? Like, I
didn't see him. It was towards the end of the game. I'm like, why don't you put this energy?
That motherfucker is hurt. He's always fucking hurt, so they can't even use him without him complaining that his body is falling apart.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Stephon Diggs. If you double up Stephon Diggs, there is no other receiver that can carry that workload that Stephon Diggs can give.
But he dropped a pass, though. He dropped one, like, I don't know if you've seen the pass. Where he was saying like a little bit, that was a good pass that he dropped.
When that's just like I was trying to tell you what it did to Tyreek Hill. When you're the only receiver that's a threat, they're going to start doing some extra shit to you. They're going to hit you a little bit hard, elbow you when you're down. A whole lot of nicks and cracks. They're going to keep on chipping at you until you start thinking about it. Now the ball is in the air, and you're like, damn, I need to make sure I don't get hit too hard so I can survive for another drive. You know what I mean? And then by the time you thought about it, you dropped the pass. Damn, fuck. Don't worry, I'll get it next time.
If you had caught that pass, bro, Buffalo would have been probably in the divisional championship game.
I could have said the same. Zay Flowers fumbled in the end zone.
I saw that too. I'm like, damn. But bro, like, at first when that happened, I thought it was a touchdown. But now when I watched the replay, I'm like, it didn't even get to the line.
Yeah, it didn't even get.
It didn't get to the line. I'm like, but what would you say to that? Could you be like, was it because he was too happy or excited? Because I'm like, he got the ball.
No. For somebody like Zay Flowers, no. You tell him, good job, great effort, and great energy, because...
No, bro, I'm talking about the pass that he dropped, because that was it.
That's what I'm... you talking about Zay Flowers, right?
Yeah.
The fumble?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man, TM. That shit... You can't say nothing. You can't be mad at Zay Flowers, because...
But bro, was he trying to pull up his stunts? Because he already grabbed the ball.
No, TM, just wait a minute. You're talking about the one in the end zone.
End zone, yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. If I was a coach, I wouldn't say nothing to Zay Flowers after that fumble, because if you watch that replay, that was one of the best defensive plays by a defensive back that I have seen all year of a guy with just last minute effort because he didn't want to get scored on. Okay, so you have to take your hat off to the defensive back on that play. He just did a great job. It happens. It's football. These guys are getting paid millions of dollars too, and every once in a while, you got to expect that they're going to be worth every penny. You know? So with somebody like Zay Flowers, you don't talk down on him. You don't talk crazy to him. You tell him, great job, good effort. Because at the end of the day, where the hell was Odell Beckham when you needed somebody to go score a touchdown? Not there. Where the hell was Mark Andrews when he made his fucking return from heaven to help out the team? He wasn't there. Where the hell was all the running backs? Everybody's hurt. You know, so, you know, at the end of the day, man, like, you know, good teams make good plays when it matters the most, okay? You know, that's, okay, going back to the whole defensive end position.
Yeah.
What's that guy, Von Miller, for
Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills, yeah.
Von Miller, I'm sorry to say it, that guy needs to go retire.
I know, no even sack this year. He didn't sack, he didn't have any sack this year.
TM, I've played in
0 sack for 24 mil.
TM, hold on. I've played through injuries. I've tried to come back from adversity and all that stuff. When certain injuries are bothering you, you can't do the same thing that you used to do, which was how you made a living. You know, it just doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? So Von Miller has been hurt every fucking year since that year that the Rams went to the Super Bowl, and that was a long time ago. You know what I mean? Before that, he was hurt every. No, I take that back. Not the Rams, the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos.
Yeah. Ever since he played for the Broncos, he was hurt every fucking year. He's hurt. I mean, this guy has been able to milk, I think, an extra 6 years. You know what I'm saying, while not even playing the whole season. So it reaches a certain point where you gotta fucking retire, stop eating up cap space, and save growth for somebody else who deserves it.
But you know what he did, bro?
Huh?
You know what he did after the game?
What?
He ran away from the media, bro. He didn't want to talk.
Yeah, because you know his time there is already done.
But bro, as a veteran in the team, do you think, as a veteran, because he's the most experienced player on Buffalo Bills team, right? Do you think he needs that, though, to run away from the media?
Say it again?
I say, as a veteran on the Buffalo team, running away from the media, do you think is the best thing for him, though?
No.
To do?
No, not at all. Not at all. But then again, I understand the frustration.
But still, you know, as a veteran, you could come in and just say 1 or 2 things, and you have like, man, I'm really hard, but you know, we did our best.
No, TM, you gotta understand, man. Some people, these players that are, even though they're making all this money, some of them have expectations for themselves.
Okay, how do you handle that? Say, okay, you've had a boxing match before, right? That you lost, right?
Yes.
But does how much of your self-esteem or your whatever takes away from you? Because I remember your fight. After the fight, you were still saying like you could, you know.
Yeah.
Where does that for him?
Well, I'm just built a little bit different. I would never bet against myself, and I would never count myself out. You know, that's just me as a person. That's just me personally as a person. You know. Now, other people would have lost that fight and would have deleted their social media, changed their number, go travel to Alaska for a month.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody is different, but because
you were still talking like, okay, man, I'm like, even me, I'm like, it's just the same thing to Von Miller. Like, if I come up to say something, I wouldn't have, to me, honestly, I feel like I lost the respect for him when he did it. I'm like,
no, I mean, you do, because, you got to be a man at the end of the day. You didn't perform, things didn't go your way, that people are going to ask you questions whether you run away or not, so it's better you address it, you speak elegantly about yourself, and you carry on,
Bro, they let everybody down, man.
Yeah,
at home?
But TM, That's how I feel every time I watch Anthony Davis on the Lakers. Okay, that's what you're talking about is how I feel whenever I see a guy like Anthony Davis. This guy has potential to drop 35 points. They're talking about Victor Wimby. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Tongue twister. Yeah, Wim Banana, whatever his name is. But there was a guy who's been doing that, and that was Anthony Davis. Yeah, but it's like.
But all this while though, bro, I'm like me looking at Anthony Davis. I mean, like, he's a soft dude. He doesn't have too much dog in him. He need a co-player. He needs somebody like a LeBron to be in charge for him to be a support player. It's not like Giannis. You understand?
And TM, that is the. I'm glad you said it. I was on a team with 100 different men when I was playing college football, and I said the same thing. Everybody just not built like that. Some guys, you can put them on a football field and say, hey, I need you to go and break your neck in order to get that tackle. They'll say, fuck it, I'll break my back too if I need to.
But let me ask this question before we go ahead. Like, is it okay for a franchise to pick somebody? I'm not saying somebody exactly like Anthony Davis, but somebody with that character or somebody with that trait to pick them as a franchise player.
No, hell no, because they're gonna eat up too much money on the team just to have mediocre seasons every year. So eventually, it just puts you on a rinse and repeat cycle.
Wow.
You know? Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah, it just there's no real way of knowing guys who aren't built for the moment until the moment comes. You know, it's kind of hard when to see flaws in somebody when you're winning all the time. That's the real problem.
But here's the thing though, bro. You know, LeBron does not have that thing too. LeBron James, he doesn't have that dog like.
Are you kidding me?
No. Like, okay, I give you the people that I think that has it. When you talk about Michael Jordan, right? KG, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kawhi Leonard.
Not really, no.
Not really, but yeah, not really. You're right. Who again? Will I say? Yeah, those are the three people that I know. Like, okay, you could see when you watch them, you could tell. Like, god damn.
Yeah, if you watched LeBron James when he played in Miami and when he played in Cleveland,
but bro, he got a co-play. He got a D Wade, bro.
D Wade, no, and that's why I said that. D Wade, when he played in the Miami Heat, D Wade was trash. D Wade, all he used to do was pass the ball. That's it.
Yeah, see, it was like a strategy. They want LeBron to be the guy.
He was the guy. When D Wade, they won games when D Wade was hurt and he wasn't playing. And when they had a higher chance of winning with LeBron James on the court at all times. When LeBron James wasn't playing, they had like a 50-50 chance of losing. You know
okay, I take that, but I still can't. It's still not obvious to me. What about KD? What about KD? Do you think KD has that?
No, I would take LeBron James over KD any day because.
What about Westbrook?
Hell no.
He doesn't have it?
Too inconsistent. He's too inconsistent.
No, he doesn't have the dog like when you want to win. He doesn't have it in.
He has it, but he's inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes he has it. He has the right intentions, but then he starts doing stupid shit and he starts missing everything.
Yeah.
That's his problem. But does he have that dog in him? 100%.
So give me three players that you know they have that dog in them.
Steph Curry.
Okay.
LeBron James.
Okay.
And what was that one other dude, man?
Michael Jordan?
No, not Michael Jordan.
KG?
And I'll tell you why not Michael Jordan.
Giannis?
No, I'm trying to think. Hold on, wait a minute. Butler.
Oh, Butler. Yeah.
I mean, for a guy like Butler who had really no relevance. He wasn't even relevant.
But if you look at Butler, he hasn't really turned that into winning for them though.
He doesn't. He's taken the sorry ass Miami Heat to the fucking finals. Something that Dwayne Wade.
I know. I
as
mean,
much
for you know, when you mention guys like that, I want them to have a time or cheap, you know, like to just to compensate for their. If you look at Giannis now, if Giannis never win any championship,
Dwayne Wade, when Dwayne Wade was young and his prime for the Miami Heat, he only was able to win because Shaq came to that team for 1 year. That was the only reason why he even had a chance of winning, because Shaq took a lot of that workload off of D-Wade. When Shaq got too old and he decided to get traded for more money and a better career or whatever, D-Wade suffered because he realized that he could not carry that fucking team. You know, then you put somebody like Butler, Jimmy fucking Butler. They don't have no Shaq, no LeBron on their team, nobody.
They are Bam though. Bam.
No, he's not a big man.
It's not.
Yeah, he's a role player, but he's not a fucking big man like one of those guys that can guarantee you 30 points a night if they need to. He's just not one of those guys.
So you go ahead.
But Butler, being able to look in the mirror and believe in yourself and drop 50 points, 40 points, you know, like that's unheard of.
Yeah, but bro, if you look at his progression or whatever, he's not been able to turn that shit into championship. When he was with Chicago Bulls, right?
Yeah.
They trade him to what's it called, Timberwolves, right?
Yeah.
Then they move him to Philly. Then Philly to Miami. Every time he always take them close, but he hasn't been able to get that one trophy.
Because it's hard to find another LeBron James. It's hard to find a Joel Embiid. It's hard to find.
But Embiid is going through the same thing, bro.
No, just hear me what I'm saying. You have to have guys like Jimmy Butler. Got to have a complementary player to help them out.
Okay.
You can't. You know, it's basketball. Some days you have the best fucking wrist flick. You have the best jumper.
Yeah.
But your balls is just not going in.
Yeah,
you know
you're right.
Sometimes. You know, Steph Curry cannot perform to his capabilities if
Draymond Green
doesn't. Huh?
I thought you was gonna say Draymond Green.
Oh hell no! I don't know why that guy is even still on that team. He's just a fucking distraction.
But they gave them they got suspended. He got suspended and it's affecting the team. So you can't just say he's not a good player. If he was on the card, the team would be doing really good.
No.
You know,
if they got rid of him and they have somebody who can pass the ball around and score, then they have a better solid team.
But bro, I tell you this, Draymond Green is the guy that has a dog that Steph Curry look up to, that fire him up to play better.
That guy's a glorified Udonis Haslem. That's all he is.
Wow. So let's go to what happened over the weekends, man. The West and the East divisional player, what's it called? Championship game, man. Baltimore, Kansas Chiefs, man. Before the game, who did you pick that was going to go to the Super Bowl?
The Ravens.
Why?
I mean, they if you watch that game, they had every opportunity to seal the game away. They just started playing out of character.
Slow?
No, not even playing slow, just doing shit out of character. Like, I don't know if they were trying to make this like a pay-per-view event of we're just going to pass the ball back and forth versus Patrick Mahomes, and we're going to show you that we have the better quarterback.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, he hasn't get to that level of Patty Mahomes, man. Because when they play, let me say this before you come in. When they play, when I watch them play, it's like how will I say? I see Lamar as a rookie compared to Patrick Mahomes, because they could do exactly the same thing, right?
Okay.
But when you needed somebody most, like I don't want you to make mistake. I don't want. That's when Lamar Jackson gonna keep making mistakes.
No.
And when he make mistakes,
Lamar,
he always go hard on himself.
Just wait a minute. only mistake that Lamar Jackson made was throwing one interception. Okay. I can tell you. I'm going to tell you what led to that interception. Okay. It starts from up top. Okay. The blame on Lamar Jackson for that game.
I'm not blaming him. I'm not.
No, I'm talking about in general.
Okay.
People in general who don't really watch them like that. A lot of people will just jump up and say, "Oh, Lamar Jackson, you got to play better. He has to do this. He has to do that." Look at the stats that he put up in that game. Okay. He took his team to the end zone. Okay, and they fumbled in the end zone, all that good stuff. But you have to start from up top. The problem going into that game was
bro. Let me stop you right there. Same thing happened to Purdy, but Purdy was able to come back though.
They made coaching.
He threw 2 interceptions, bro.
They made coaching adjustments in the second half of the game. That's what I'm trying to let up to.
Okay.
In the first half of the game, they had a lot of windows of opportunities, but the Chiefs had a better game plan. They were eating up a lot of clock. Okay. They were just fucking moving the ball, getting.
Man, bro, watching it, you could see the difference. The Chiefs were very active. Even though if you push them down, they already get up. Like,
yeah, you gotta see things. You gotta step. Sometimes you have to take a step back and see things from an overview, like a bird in the sky kind of point of view.
Okay.
Instead of just looking straight from Patrick Mahomes, because if you take Andy Reid,
no, I'm not talking about Patrick, man. I'm talking about the motion when you watch the game on TV. The body language of the Chiefs, where they were very active. They were moving part. Of which you see Baltimore, like they're kind of like slow to me. That's the way I see it.
They started getting down on themselves. They started slamming helmets, doing some high school shit.
Exactly.
On that sideline. And if you're the leader of the team, you're the last person to break. You know, if you want to break down and get emotional, do that shit at home when your doors are closed. Because when you do that shit on the sideline and people are looking up to you and stuff like that, if you're looking down on yourself like, oh man, god damn it, they're gonna feel the same way, if not worse, because now these guys are like, yep, let me just start taking my shoes off, let me take my helmet off, because this game is over. You know what I mean? But you have to keep a composure, and you have to look locked in at all times, as if there's 10 more seconds left on the clock. Okay, but all I'm saying is this, right? It starts from up top. The game plan going into this game was fucking horrible. They were not running the ball at all.
Wait, Obi, how does that fucking horrible? Their first drive led into the first touchdown.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They had Kansas City Chiefs came in with a better game plan, right? Their game plan was only going to give them like 24 points or 21 points at the most. Okay, that's the game plan that they had until the other team realized what they were doing. When Baltimore finally caught up to what they were doing, the Ravens decided that it'll be a smart idea to not run the ball anymore. We're just going to keep on throwing the ball left and right. And at some point, the Baltimore Ravens have to understand that they only have 2 receivers on that team at a given time that is worth something. All these other guys
they got their tight end too. Their tight end could catch. He could catch ball. Yeah. And he could run through. He could run through. You know, some helmet. He could crack some. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. They really have 2 guys, Zay Flowers and Isaiah Likely. Okay. When they brought in Mark Andrews, I was kind of upset. I was just like, man, they've been doing great without Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is almost like a fucking backup role player now. You know what I mean? Because he can't really get open like that, and he doesn't have the fucking finesse like that. Mark Andrews, he'll get open, stiff arm, and just get tackled. Isaiah Likely is a little bit more shiftier.
Yeah, he could shift here.
He's like a Travis Kelce in the open space.
But was he? They have Montgomery too, though, because I saw him made Montgomery.
Who?
Montgomery. I think, yeah. If I'm not
for what team? What team?
For Baltimore.
I don't think you're pronouncing his name right.
What's his name?
What number does he have?
I can't. I remember when he was with New England. I can't remember the number that he got on, but it might not be. That might be other game. and my mind just kind of like, yeah, go ahead with what you were saying.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all I'm saying is this: the Baltimore Ravens, man, their problem is in the off season. Okay, they every year or two they go and get some old ass receiver that they think that, okay, we're gonna pay you millions of dollars and just go out there and do what you do, and it just doesn't work like that. So, and I have the receipts to prove this shit too. This year it was Odell Beckham. Okay, last year they went and got Deshaun Jackson, who was sitting on his couch when they gave him a call. Okay, that guy couldn't fucking do nothing for that fucking team. Okay. The year before that, it was Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins, I don't even think this guy is even playing arena right now. Okay? The year before that, it was Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant was not nowhere close to what he did 1 year. That guy only had 1 or 2 good years in his whole career, and they thought he was just like this magical player. Okay? So the biggest issue with the Baltimore Ravens to go forward is this. They have to look at their bank account and say, hey, you know what? Even though we might end up with some low funds for a while, we need to go find a receiver we can depend on for the long run. You know, when that guy for the Steelers was still a rookie, George Pickens or whatever his name is, I was very surprised that they didn't make a trade to go get him.
Yeah, bro, I'm talking about Ty Montgomery.
What position does he play?
Let me see. He wears 88. But let me put just position. I think he's a running back from my own.
If he wears 88, he's probably a receiver.
Hold on, let me go to his it's a wide receiver, yeah.
Yeah, he's a receiver.
Yeah. Man,
yeah, but
I don't know, man. For me to wrap up that discussion, I feel like Patty Mahomes is on a different level, man, compared to.
Yes.
I don't think Lamar Jackson has what it takes, man, to compete.
No. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what, man. See, you gotta listen to my argument, man.
Yeah, I'm listening, bro. I am.
Patrick Mahomes, they believe in him. Okay. So guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna go and find players that complements his playing style, players that can assist him on winning. Okay. The Ravens have just now decided to go and get receivers. They just now went and start finding people that can even compete for Lamar Jackson. Okay. Before that, if you watched that team play, all they used to do was run the fucking ball and do play action. You know what I mean? They didn't believe in Lamar Jackson. Now, when you somewhat believe in this guy's taking you damn near to the Super Bowl, but it just shows that they still have a lot of missing pieces.
But I still like what you said. There's some things that I see, like as a franchise player, that Lamar, I don't know, maybe it's gonna come with time, because number one is having to be, letting the game get to his edge, slamming the element, and making some mistakes, when it matters most. Because honestly, yesterday I was I wasn't rooting for Ravens, but in my mind I'm thinking KC gonna lose, because they came to Buffalo, they won, right? I'm like, okay. Second game too, they went to, where did they go to? No, they was okay. It was the what's it called? They won against the Dolphins, the first round. Then they went to Buffalo, right? They won. I'm thinking, okay, they come into Baltimore, okay. No matter how they do it, I mean, luck might run against them. That's what I thought. But I saw the game. The only thing I would say is just that, it's like when you need something from somebody and you tell them I don't want you to make mistake. Lamar hasn't really figured that part out. Okay, Lamar, I don't want no single mistake from you. But Patty Mahomes,
Tian, wait a minute. You just have to understand player, like, okay. It's easy to say, okay, Lamar, he's not there yet. He hasn't, yes, you can make that argument 100%, and nobody's going to argue with you. Well, you have to look at the components around him.
Yeah. You're right.
Patrick Mahomes runs around, and Travis Kelce gets open, and he catches the ball.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson runs around. These guys are just trying to block. They're not even trying to go back. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of conflict of interest. The only way I see that team can get fixed is it's a simple solution. You have to have somebody to complement Zay Flowers. Okay, Isaiah likely helps once in a while, but you need somebody with some serious high-end speed to really complement that offense. If you have a guy that can stretch the field and is always a deep threat, Zay Flowers will be open all the fucking time. But because nobody's a deep threat, they're all playing close on Zay Flowers because they know that he doesn't have the speed to beat them down the field. So over the course of the game, where you don't have those deep plays and plays where the play can just get simple separation, it turns into a whole nother conversation.
So before we round up the show today, man, Dolphin, what's it called? Detroit Lions, man, 49ers, man. I feel for those guys, man. I'm not gonna lie, because they came in really hard, man, bro. They came in really hard. I mean, to leave their own cold area to go to California, which is where you used to live in California, right? So around this time in January, does it get colder? Does it get cold in California, or just like still warm?
Yes, Northern California.
Wow.
In Northern California, it gets it's just like what, man? It's like it gets down into, how do I explain it? Around this year, Northern California, it snows all the time. You have blizzards, you have snows, almost like how the weather is in like a Baltimore area, almost.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It gets really cold over there. So, but when you're playing at that level, okay, playing in the.
But you're talking about Santa Clara, right? Area, right?
Are you talking about where the 49ers are playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 49ers are playing in I think
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara, I think that's next to San Jose and all those places. And yeah, that's all that area gets fucking freezing cold around this time of year.
So Detroit, it was, because I was thinking it's hot. So it's like in their favor because Detroit is cold too.
Yeah, it gets colder than Northern California, Detroit.
So what do you think about the game, man? Golf and a party.
So this is what I saw when I was watching. Hold on, send a text message.
Okay.
Okay, so when I saw that game, I thought that by halftime, that game was already over.
That's what I thought, bro.
Yeah, I was cooking a goosey soup.
Shit.
I just got done doing laundry. I'm getting ready for the next day. I'm just like I'm over here talking shit to friends, thinking that the Chiefs are gonna play the Detroit Lions, and everybody.
But what do you think? Sorry to cut. What do you think about their running game? The Detroit Lions, their running game. That shit was.
I was so busy cooking that I kept on going back
and forth. Yeah.
And they had a good running and pass game in the beginning.
They were active, bro. Yeah, they were very active, and they were hungry.
Yeah, in the first half, every pass that Brock Purdy almost threw was almost an
interception. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was thinking, oh man, it's gonna be another one of those nights where Brock Purdy throws 4 interceptions. This is gonna happen. That is gonna happen.
But let me ask you this, bro. Yeah. Does that come with experience? Because I remember when he first started, when he threw interception, he will lose it. But now it's like, okay, even though if he did it, if he threw interception, he can still stay in his pocket like Tom Brady and come back and throw some some dimes.
Well, coaching. It goes back to coaching.
Coaching?
Yeah.
How do you coach that? Like, oh, don't think about it. Let's roll, right?
Yes. You gotta have. It takes the right kind of chemistry with a player and a coach to get over those kind of hurdles. There's like when you watch somebody like Nick Saban.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see the professional side of him. He's very positive. He speaks like like a coach and this, that, and the third. But behind closed doors, how many guys on that team have you told? Do you think he's told for them just to go transfer somewhere else, that you're not fit for my team, that you keep making mistakes and we can't help you? A lot of these coaches, they do stuff like that. You know what I mean? So now you got a coach who doesn't believe in you. Now you're doubtful every time you're throwing the ball. Okay, when you have a coach that believes in you, they talk to you differently. They don't get upset at you when you throw an interception because they've seen it once too many times. Okay, so they pull you to the side and they talk to you as a friend. Like, look, man, you're doing really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had a good disguise. That one isn't on you. You know what I'm saying? That's on me. That's what a good coach would do. That one isn't on you. I'll take the blame as a coach. But I need you to go back out there and, read the field a little bit better, and you're going to see everybody's wide open. So it's just about how you speak to that player at the moment. And even after. It's not even just in the moment, it's after that moment. How do you speak to your player? How do you get over that? And what is your relationship like with him when a team is not looking? That's when all that stuff comes into play.
Honestly, though, I'm not going to lie to you. With the level that Detroit Lions reached this year, I'm not mad at them. To me, I felt like they won a Super Bowl. To me, I'm not gonna lie, because they've been underdog for so long, bro.
That's what made it such a fun game to watch, because you saw the Detroit Lions what they're capable of, but then Detroit Lions go back to their old habits, because they've had many years where they could have been good, but when it mattered the most, they don't close out games, and the defense start getting scored on left and right. So that loss was on defense, man. The defense lost that game, because if you have a 17-0 lead on your team, that lead, you shouldn't let the other team overtake you. That's just how it works.
What do you think of Party, man? Because it's been around for so long. I remember 2020 when they played KC in the final Super Bowl. Because I remember as something just popped up on my phone this morning. George Kittle, right? When they lost to to Chiefs, and at the sideline he was saying something that is coming back, that he's coming back to this, he's coming back to the Super Bowl again. And after 4 years, man, because like people always say there's power in your tongue, he said that 4 years ago when he lost in the Super Bowl to the Chiefs. Now this KC is going to the Super Bowl, and George Kittle is still with 49ers. They're going to the Super Bowl, And to go back to the question that I asked you, what do you think about Purdy? Is he, is he been able to get to that Patrick Mahomes level of like, okay, I got this. Even though I make mistakes, I can still come back. Like, do you rank them at the same level, Patrick Mahomes and Purdy? Do you put them at the same level, to say?
No, not at all. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid make a great combination. The 49ers coach, everybody who they put in that quarterback position gets them to the Super Bowl. Okay?
So you're saying 49ers can't win the Super Bowl? That's what you're trying to say?
Say again?
You said 49ers can't win the Super Bowl. They can only get to the Super Bowl.
Yes, because they have the elite level coaching. Okay, that gets them there every year. Okay.
Okay.
When they had Jimmy Garoppolo, I think now he's a bench player.
Yeah.
But you can't call him trash.
Where is he at now? Where is he at now?
I think he's at the fucking Raiders, man. Get him benched.
I thought he was on New England.
New England? I don't think so.
He left?
Yeah, he got traded because he's trash.
Okay.
Yeah, he's trash. Brock Purdy has a really, really good coach and a good supporting cast, right? He has a lot of players that take the edge, the pressure off of him. Christian McCaffrey is the only reason why they were able to make it to Super Bowl, because Christian McCaffrey took a lot of pressure away from the run play, from the pass plays. You know? Yeah, that's really.
Even Debo, I didn't even hear about Debo that much yesterday.
Because he's hurt.
He's what?
Hurt. He's hurt. He can't. He's hurt. He was hurt from the last game, and yes, he was active, but he wasn't 100%. You know. But what I'm saying is, the 49ers have a good supporting group of players around them. That's why they stay at that level of where they are. Okay, they have a lot of pieces that complement each other. So, you know, you have an offense that isn't built on deep passes, so you find guys that can make a lot of plays after they break a tackle.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
It goes back to coaching. Your coach got to be able to fucking stop sipping the Hennessy and realize what he has to deal with, because Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, that organization haven't got to the point where they say, okay, you know what, we need some superstars.
You know what it remind me of though?
What?
The Atlanta Falcons, man, against Tom Brady. Same energy. I'm like, all these people they just want to. But it is what it is, man. But in the game of football, do you think coaches win the game or the players?
Yes, both, but more so the coaches.
No. Obi, like I want like
the coach.
The coach?
Yes, 100%.
Wow. So what do you got? 49ers, Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
I'll take the Chiefs.
Chiefs?
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs.
No, I'm going for 49, bro.
I mean,
because it's gonna be a repeat. It's gonna be a repeat of 2020, man. And
Brock Purdy didn't have a good game.
When yesterday?
He had a nice comeback.
But if we go back to 2020, bro, they would have won that game against Kansas Chiefs if it wasn't hard. Cause he had they were leading maybe 328 or something, and he got injured. They put their new quarterback, and the quarterback they put couldn't live up to their expectation.
Yeah.
For me, I got 49ers anyway, you know. And before we wrap up the show for today, just give me a top 3. Give me top 5 right now, like your own franchise player, player, QB.
QB?
Yeah.
Okay. Patrick Mahomes.
That's your number 1?
Yeah, number 1. Lamar Jackson, number 2.
Okay.
Josh Allen and Joe Burrow is 3. Other 2 guys, I'll put Jalen Hurts when he's healthy. And what's that other guy? Joe Burrow. Oh no, I already said Joe Burrow.
Baker.
There's another guy. Huh?
Baker Mayfield or Tua?
No.
Goff?
Justin Herbert, probably.
Oh, okay.
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. Yeah. So you didn't rank Party?
Huh? No, not at all.
Why?
TM.
No. I'm talking about 2023-24 season though. I'm not looking at their past record.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When you watch that team, you realize that Brock Purdy isn't that guy. You know, if Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel don't have a good game, that team doesn't stand a chance. Okay? If Brock Purdy goes in a shootout with Patrick Mahomes is gonna come out winning.
Okay. Obi, on this note, we're gonna wrap up the edition of today's conversation about football on TMTV 2020. Till we come your way next time, I'm TM and this is Obi, the former D tackle of the Wave Forest University. Thank you for coming on the show, Obi. Till I see you next time. Stay blessed and enjoy the rest of your day, bro.
All right, man. Good chatting with you, bro.
Yeah, thanks so much and stay blessed.
All right, no problem.
All right.